With Procreate teasing their 5.3 update, I thought it would be really cool to put together 5 things that I want to see in the app in the future. So in no particular order, let's get started with number 1. If I could have anything in this list, it would be Canvas specific history. The app as it currently stands gives you a history of the brushes and the colors that you've used while you're actually using the Procreate app, but it's not specific to the actual canvas you're on. Now, I think the most common reason that this would be really useful is the fact that you start a canvas, you use a bunch of brushes and colors, and then you have to put that canvas down for whatever reason and move on to another one just to maybe take a break. In that break on the other canvas, you'll end up using different brushes and colors. And when you return back to the original one, all your colors and brushes will have changed. Having canvas specific brushes and colors would make life so much easier. When you come back to a design, you can resume it super nice and super easy. Let's move on to the option of number 2. I can hear all the sticker creators in the back cheering, and the option here would be to add in an outline feature. Now, there are obviously ways that you can create an outline in Procreate at the minute, but they're a little bit quirky, and it would be great to have an option that's solid and does just exactly that. Now, I think the best way that this could be implemented would be using the selection tool. If you were to select the layer that you want to add an outline to, make the selection of that layer, and then using the selection option, we would then have a new option at the very bottom for the item of outline. And it could work exactly just like Feather, where if you tap on the outline, it would give you the option to potentially add how thick you want the outline, as well as also the smoothness of it. And if Procreate really want to push the boat out, which I hope they do, they could give us the option of adding the outline outside the selection, inside the selection, or even on the selection line. So that's a nice little extra bonus. Moving on to number 3 in our list, and that would be the option of adding a mask onto a group. Super simple feature really, but just adding a mask onto a group would keep every layer within that group super nice and tidy, and then that way you don't have to create individual masks for each layer just to keep it within the same boundaries. Now, number 4 is something I hear from the community all the time, and that is adding the option of a brush search to the brush library. Listen, Procreate's been around for years, and there's so many brushes that you've collected over those years, whether they're paid or free ones. Our libraries have got so big. Adding a simple search bar potentially at the top of the brush library and then allowing us to search, it could then filter down the groups that they're in and then just show us brushes that match that text that we entered in the search bar. It's just a simple feature, but it would make life so much easier. Now, following along from an addition to the Brush Studio, I would like to add in brush groups. If we could create groups freely, name them how we wish, we could create groups for all sorts of things. We could drop each collection of brushes into a group, maybe based on a tutor that you follow, maybe some paid ones, so you can group all the ones you paid for into a group. Anything you want just to keep your Brush Studio nice and organized would be awesome. But that's my 5 additions. What would you like to see Procreate add? Make sure to drop it in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.